All right. So I want to do a video on separation and how separation itself is an illusion. Um, Starting with the idea of how we're not separate from the earth. We're not separate from the earth. For one, again, starting with the chakras, like your roots is basically what connects you to the earth, and it's like your earth element. And then when you go up a level, you get to the water element. And what does water do? It goes down into the earth and it waters the seeds. And in watering the seeds, it causes those seeds to grow and to blossom and to be whatever they're meant to be. So from there, we go to um, the sun. But I want to say that even like above, even below the sun, and kind of a 111, kind of connected to water is the clouds, because you have a lot of like gases that float around like inside of you, but these gases also float around in the air, and we are around them all day, and they don't just exist outside of us, they exist inside of us as well, like whether we breathe them in or whether they've been inside of us for a long time, however long that they've been inside of us. But then you have the sun, and sometimes you can't necessarily see the sun because there's so many gases stopping you from being able to see the sun or to be able to see clearly, because a lot of times there's not a clear day even inside of you. Like you can be gloomy, you can be all these things, you can experience all these emotions, but these emotions also ties to the weather as well. So you have to realize that these things happen inside of you as well. Just like 222, your stomach can rumble. That's like thunder inside of your gut. Does that mean that there was lightning before? Maybe, because your spine basically has electricity running through it, but your whole body has electricity running through it, but your spine has electricity running through it, and you can experience that inside of your sacral chakra, inside of your intestines, inside of Virgo. So you can experience all that inside of your body, and this is what causes those gases to move, and it makes noise, and those noises are what basically represents the thunder inside of your body. Um, but yeah, and then I want to say, even beyond the sun, you can go through the sun and get to that gateway. That gateway will take you into the heavens, because the sun itself is a portal. Because the sun itself is a portal. Even though it emits light, you can go through the sun, and going through the sun, you go into those higher realms. 333. And just like, and this happens inside of your body as well, because you have to go through your ego to go to like your heart, or to make it through your heart, because your ego like protects your heart, but you have to get past your ego. Like you have to let that go to get to those higher realms. You have to go let that go to get to your heart, to get through your heart, because your heart is like the gateway to heaven. And that's what I've been saying with the whole thing with all the Egyptian stuff that I've been talking about. And you can't rise if you can't get past your ego, and getting past your ego, you're allowed to go into those heavenly realms, because you're able to experience those realms in a different way, because you're not focused so much on yourself, or you're not focused on the attachment of, excuse me, this is me, 444, this is me, this is me, this is me, or I need to control this, I need to control this, I need to control this, because the heavenly realms you don't necessarily control. You are just a part of them. You have to accept that you are a part of them, and that things will pass through you, and they're meant to pass through you, and they're meant to happen to you, that you can't necessarily control. You just have to learn to accept that. Like, this is something that I was so, even today, like on this very day, that I have many gifts that I don't utilize because a part of me hasn't accepted them. And in not accepting them, I'm not able to do certain things, and I experience certain things because I don't accept the gifts that I have. And even though I recognize the gifts that I have, and that understanding the gifts is what I've been focused on, this could be like seen as ego trying to control it, but it's more so about how do I express in this way, or in this time, 555. How do I express in this way in this time, or what do I express in this way this time? So that's what will more have me like kind of like not using my gift in the proper way. But then I have to understand that I'm a healer, like, to a certain degree, and I have to understand how I heal, but I have to do so by actually applying the gift that I have. And in applying the gift that I have, I'll be able to understand it more and get better at it. So that's what I'm doing even in this very moment. Like, I'm applying my gift as we speak, and what I'm talking about is causing a lot of things to manifest for myself personally. It's causing me to gain greater clarity. It's causing me to understand me more. It's causing me to connect more genuinely with people, and that in itself is a gift. But that also causes other people to heal. That causes me to heal. So it's a balanced relationship, and in balancing that relationship within myself is also reflected into other people, and in reflecting it into other people, they reflect things inside of me that causes me to grow, and to balance certain things out that I didn't understand, or that I needed to understand, or that I needed to grow, or whatever the case may be. But it's a reciprocal relationship. So it's things that exist inside of them that they may need to grow, and that they may need to understand, and that they may need a little help on. And that's what I'm here for. And I'll be here for that as long as I can, like all day, every day. And it's just something that I really am like really into. I'm really into this healing thing, and I'm really into helping people. I'm really into helping myself, and I say myself first because not in the sense of ego. This is a sense of I know the truth about me not being 100% where I need to be as far as who I am. Like, I'm just really getting to know myself, to be honest with you. And in just getting to know myself, I know that I need to work on myself and heal myself. And it will be egoic for me to think that I can help other people when my life isn't where I need it to be yet. And but it's also me understanding that my life is a journey, and that every day I learn something new. I learn something new about myself, and in learning something new about myself, I can use that to help other people. Even with me, like sitting with it for maybe like a few days, or whatever the case may be, to like really get what it is. I think this is like this is also like the birthing process, because in a way, I feel like me holding on to it helps me to allow it to mature, and in allowing it to mature, it comes out a bit more I want to say more developed, and more complete. Well, not necessarily complete, because I feel like everything can grow. So I feel like the seed gets planted, and then once the seed gets planted, it starts to grow out of the soil. And once it grows out of the soil, and starts really seeking that light, it encourages it to grow more. So like once I get it to be watered for however long I need to water it. Sometimes it's like a few days, even sometimes it's a few seconds, but that's rare. Like I get those moments like when I'm on camera where I'm actually talking about something, and then in the moment I'll understand something, and it'll help me to like be able to express it. But more often than not, it takes me sometimes days, maybe even like weeks to really express what I get like like on a day-to-day basis, because I get information all the time, like, and it's non-stop. And that's what the lady was telling me today. Like, she was saying this to another person as well, but she was saying that we get information all the time, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, and which is the truth. Like, it can be very overwhelming, but at the same time I still appreciate it. But the only reason why I say it's overwhelming is because it's so much that sometimes I don't have enough time to really like sit with something to understand it before something else coming in 11:11 comes in. And since I don't have a lot of time to sit with some things before something else comes in, I kind of end up losing a little bit of it, even though it comes back, but it kind of feels like I lose a little bit of it, like when something else comes in. But and the only reason why I say like this, I say it like this, is because sometimes I wanna focus on certain things, and then something else will come in, and then sometimes it's unrelated. And even though it's a good feeling to have information coming in, but it's sometimes unrelated. And since it's unrelated, I kind of start to feel my attention going into that direction, and it's not necessarily helpful all the time. But so you just have to really just like sit and listen 12:12. You have to sit and really listen to whatever it is. And then sometimes it's just mindless chatter, and that is what it is too. There's no judgment. It just is what it is. Like, you just experience what you experience. And yeah. But um, there is no separation with anything. I don't know if I talked about that enough, but I want to say that since I want to say that we all experience colors, and that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to the chakras, because we all experience the same colors. We all see these colors. We all know these colors. We may not see them the exact same, but we all know these colors, and that's one way that we're not separate from each other. But I was gonna also say that a lot of people in this world, the majority of the people in this world have, two eyes, one nose, two ears, one mouth, two arms, five fingers, five toes, two legs. And yeah, and it's these basic things that we have. We all have skin. It's these basic things that we have that connect us. We all breathe in air. And then that's another basic thing that we have that connects us. The air that connects us is a very important thing. Like, when somebody else inhales, you either exhale or you inhale. Or trees themselves, like when we inhale, they cleanse the air because they are inhaling as we exhale. So that's the relationship that we have with the earth as well. But also, like, numbers is another thing that connects us, because numbers are universal, even though language is not universal yet. But numbers is universal, and since numbers are universal, it's something that everyone on this planet experiences in some form or another, and that's something that connects us. But we have to focus on our the things that connect us, things that we can communicate, the things that we, the things that we can the things that we can recognize and communicate without necessarily having to say much. Like, you may not be able to understand, like, certain gestures from different cultures, but you can understand the energy behind them. Like energy is something that we also all have in common. Like we can understand different emotions from different people, regardless of their background. Like we can understand happiness from another person, from a person of another background. We may not understand how they express it, but we can definitely feel it. So that's another way that we are not separate. Um, what else? There's a lot of things that connect us. It's like the fact that we are even on this same planet. That's another a major thing that connects us. The fact that we're under the sky, that's another thing that connects us. Like we have to understand that there is no separation between any of us. Any of us. There's no separation. So we have to really understand that separation is an illusion. And once we let go of this illusion, here, seeing this way or that, once we start seeing here with our first eye, once we ascend to our first eye, we are allowed to see the world whole. And we don't see it as broken and fragmented or as different pieces. We see it as one, as we are one, as we are one with each other. And that's what you have to do to really like see those illusions kind of like fall apart and to see them like disappear and just not exist anymore, because you start to see everyone as a reflection of yourself. They may not know everything that you know, but it's not. That doesn't mean that they're any different from you. That means that they understand things differently, or they don't understand what you understand in that way. And maybe you're meant to teach them that. And in teaching them that, you learn more, because you ever notice when you teach somebody something, you learn something about what you're teaching. Like you may learn a different way to express it. You may learn a different like small almost seemingly insignificant part of it, but you learn something. And you ever notice like when you're teaching somebody something, you may not necessarily know why you're teaching them something, but you're teaching them something because you almost feel compelled to. Like it's something inside of you that's telling you that this is a good thing, and you can learn something from this. Or not necessarily that you can learn something from this or that you can get something from this, but you're meant to do this, and this doing this will cause this reaction, because or let's say it'll cause this effect. I don't want to say reaction, because reaction will kind of get give the wrong impression or wrong idea. It'll cause this effect, and this effect will lead to this and this and this and this. But you don't necessarily do it with that intention. It's kind of like a unsaid thing that happens that allows you to like to spread the word, to spread the idea of different things. It's kind of like an oral tradition, like where you're teaching something, and in teaching that you help other people understand whatever it is that is meant to be like given off or passed on through you to them. And then they might not understand it right away, and they may just be listening to you because something inside of them is telling them that you're saying something important, and they don't know what it is right away, but eventually they'll know what it is, and they'll start saying it, and they won't know necessarily what it is until like they really experience something. And in experiencing whatever it is they experience, they start to really grasp the idea of what you were saying and how important it was. And in seeing how important it was, they understand the importance of them sharing it is beyond even them. And that is another thing that represents our human connection. And yeah, and that exists inside of our auric field, because Our aura is like made up of different thoughts that um, go around you, and some people are able to see this. Like some people are able to see like the aura around you, and they're able to really pick up on certain energies from you. But yeah, it takes you really understanding a lot of things before you can do that. And yeah, but I want to say that about separation, how it is an illusion. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video though. somewhat somewhat short. It's 20 minutes, but that's okay. I just want to say that I love you, and my smiles are genuine, and they're very heartfelt, and I hope you feel them. And I hope that you have a great day.